أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وصلى الله على محمد رسول الله وعلى آل بيته أولياء الله لا سيما بقية الله، واللعن على أعدائهم أعداء الله إلى يوم لقاء الله. اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا تمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. So as we mentioned, we have النبي أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم. So this is exactly what the Prophet said and used in طف هذا بابا, in his sermon and sermon of Ghadir, when he told people, do you believe that I'm awla on yourself, have more authority on yourself than yourself upon yourself? They said yes. Then he said, إذن من كنت مولاه فهذا علي مولاه. So the authority that I have upon you, the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'min Ali ibn Abi Talib, has as well. But that again, it's not, it's within the border of jurisprudence. So the Prophet won't divorce, or actually he can divorce a wife from her husband, but he won't do that out of desire because he just wants. No. He won't abuse his power. ما يخالف. جيب فرد شيء. إيه. So إذا تقدر تلقي في الصينية لحد. So what I'm trying to say is within the border of Shia jurisprudence. And then when you come to fuqaha as well, they should be like that. And then we're going to move to the next topic. That the wilaya and authority, father has upon his son. Mother has upon her son. But again, it has rules. So if the son owns money, inherited the money of, let's say, her mom, can the father use the money of the son? Yes, he can. But within our jurisprudence. And thus, scholars bring a topic. Can he use it only if it doesn't make any harm to the kid or kid's money? Or if the usage of that money will benefit the kids? Two different opinions. Some say only if his usage will benefit the son, not if it doesn't hurt or make him lose. No, he must be, otherwise he is not allowed to use. And also, can the father use from that money for himself or not? For his personal. They say because the son has to pay the father as well as a nafaqah. So if the father needs and he doesn't have money, he can use some of his son's money for himself. لكن بالإنصاف. أوفى هسه هذا. And محمد رضا بابا عوفة ما يحتاج نظفه، بس خلي الاستكانات هناك وصب الشاي وخلاص واقعد اسمع. So he can use even for himself, but only if he needs. The other topic that can be mentioned here. So they brought all of this topic here because we're talking about Aqd al-Fuduli. Correct? So this is Aqd al-Fuduli, but he has a wilayah. That's why it's not Fuduli, because he has the authority upon his son and upon his money. Can a father marry his daughter? Some scholars say yeah.
Wait, what do you mean marry his daughter?
So if the daughter is virgin, he has the right to marry her, and she must accept. Some scholars say
Why
that.
do you mean marry her out?
Yeah, marry her out and to somebody without her consent, without her permission.
Yeah.
Some say yes, and some say no. For instance, probably, yeah, I'm not going to mention names, but nowadays, for instance, Ayatollah Sayyid Khoya, Ayatollah Sayyid Sistani, they say probably, especially Sayyid Sistani. So if a daughter is virgin, a girl is virgin, she needs the permission of her father. And if a father has a daughter who's virgin, he's not allowed to marry her without her consent, without her permission. So joint agreement. And again, then another topic is mentioned. If a father doesn't let his daughter get married, and somebody made a proposal to her, and he's a suitable person, then his wilayah and authority would be void, according to some scholars. Because Allah gave him that wilayah, so he can help her, not to make her lose the opportunity to get married. She can go to Hakim al-Shar and tell him, and then Hakim al-Shar, no, that's not appropriate. Especially if she doesn't get married to that girl. Yeah. Oh, so that man, if she might lose the opportunity to get married in the future. I can remember a story by a marja, somebody out of the family, and he was not Sayyid, was Sheikh, and he was not a Karbala'i. He went and asked for the hand of his granddaughter. And the father of that daughter went to his father. And he's a scholar, his father was marja. What did he say? He said, okay, we can say no, but if she stays at home after that, we're going to be responsible on the Day of Judgment. Yes, he doesn't speak our language. He's not from Karbala. He's this, he's that. But we're not going to take the responsibility. He's a good man, pious man. We'll give her to him. And they did. So even a marja, you see, that he thinks, he fears. She was young, probably she was 18 back then. But who says probably there is a possibility that she doesn't get any appropriate person in the future. So why taking the responsibility? Well, we have some differences in culture. That's okay. Differences in culture is not a big deal. So this is the other thing. So authorities of fathers are limited again. Can a father ban his son from traveling? Adult son. You know that Shahid al-Thani says yes in one of his, I think in Fawaid, Kitab al-Fawaid. He says he can ban him even from doing mustahab siyam, praying mustahab salat, traveling, and etc. Because we have narrations on that. Yet nowadays, for instance, Ayatollah Khoi and Ayatollah Sistani, they say no, probably because they follow the chain and sanad, which is sahih or not sahih. But old school scholars used to say that. That's a very complicated situation. Or if the mom says something, the father says something else. Who should you follow? Ayatollah Khoi says that you have the choice to accept your mom saying or your father saying. And that's a big problem because usually moms and dads have a different opinion how they want to raise their kids. Okay, I want you to be doctor, I want you to be engineer. What should I do? I want you to do this, I want you to marry this lady, that lady, and etc. Of course, when you come to ladies, all scholars say that the father, for a man, so boy, the father can give his consultation. But at the end of the day, it's going to be the choice of the boy. ما فيش. تسقط شنو تسقط؟ رأي الأب والأم؟
يعني أنت لا تستمع لهذا لا تستمع لهذا.
أنا قلت لك رأي سيل خوي ما قلت لك رأي الكل. قلت سيل خوي says that. I'm not sure about the others. Seyil Khoi says that you're in choice. What I believe, I've written a book about, and I named it فقه بر الوالدين وولايتهما. It hasn't been published yet. I said that according to evidence, father has more authority on children, but you have to be more kind to mother. But who has more authority? Father. So for instance, the mother doesn't have any authority on her girl. Even if she's a virgin, she doesn't need the authority of her mom. But the father has. So according to Islam, this is how I can understand, according to multiple narrations, fathers have more authority on the kids compared to mothers. But if you want to be kind, because moms need more help, because they are ladies, they need more help, you must be more kind to your mom compared to your father. And then we can understand somehow, if there a complication comes, that my father has more authority than me, but if I go along with what he says, then that would contradict being kind to my mom. That's a real complication that we need to think. I think when somebody went to Sheikh al-Wahid and told him, my father tells me that, and this, and my mom tells me that, what should I do? I think he told me that Sheikh al-Wahid said, at last, you can take khira. You can take khira. As an option, يعني قرعة, to choose which one should you do. And that's another problem. So, yeah. So Siyam al-Mustahab, we have narrations. If the mom tells you don't fast, mustahab prayer. Even we have that. If you are praying and your mom calls you, go and respond to her. لا مستحبة يمكن. يعني scholars say مستحبة. I'm not sure about Shahid al-Thani. Probably he says even wajibah. So what I'm trying to say, of course they have some authorities on us. Even moms, although some scholars doesn't accept that, but I think, yes, of course they have some authority on us. Yes, hearing is can father hit or not? Can the father hit or not?
Yes. Can the father delegate?
Hit or not? They say no. But then to discipline, if he has to, then we have that in some narrations without making any mark. So the things that they accept even in the West, without hitting on the face, without hitting on the things. Otherwise he has to pay the compensation, the diya. And if he keeps hitting the kid, probably Islam will take away the kid, because Islam is responsible to protect the family and protect people's lives, and because that's gonna smash him. صحيح ولا لا؟ Hush. So it's very, to be honest, complicated, or actually sophisticated topic. Evidence from that side, evidence from this side, and etc. So what Ayatollah Sistani does, he says that everyone is free unless proven otherwise. Free to do whatever they want unless proven otherwise. So with a virgin girl without her father's consent, it's proven otherwise. Okay, even when you come to Sayyid Sistani, he says a man has right on his wife in two things, not in every field. She needs her permission to go out, and he has to be just with that, and the firash. The other things, he doesn't have any. Well, she wants to pray, it's not your business. She wants to fast. If it doesn't hurt you, you don't have the right to interfere, and etc. Something like that. I'm roughly talking, so I'm not sitting here to deliver their fatwa. I'm just telling you the mentality. So everyone is free and then to do whatever it's halal unless proven otherwise. So this is what Sayyid Sistani says, apparently. Yani his mentality when he comes to such topics. So are you allowed to do whatever you want with your money? Yes, unless proven otherwise that person is safih. He has lack of understanding. He doesn't know how to use his money. Then Islam will ban him. This is Babul Hajj we talked about. It's his money, yeah, but he's wasting his money. Islam doesn't let people waste their monies, because it's not only his money, it's going to be that his lineage's money as well. Why you want to waste his money? And etc. So Bab al-Wilayat is a very important wilayah. And then we come to Wilayat al-Hukam, governors. Do they have wilayah on us? It depends. No, Hukam, governors. Do they have? It depends. Are they ruling in accordance to Islam or not? If they do, and they are appropriate people to rule, they might have some authority and wilayah. Not in everything, but in sometimes, yeah. So they might be able to stop trading, some sort of trading, because that's going to affect the economy, and etc. بالحكم الثانوي. Do they have the authority? Yes, because they're governing, you know. We need to be governed. Sometimes, yes, there is some sort of wilayah to some scholars. Yeah, and some governors. And there are some wilayah for parents, some wilayah for faqih. And sometimes wilayat al-ab is stronger than wilayat al-faqih. And sometimes wilayat al-faqih is stronger than wilayat al-ab. It depends. Sometimes wilayat al-zawj stronger than wilayat al-faqih. So if, give you an example. So if a man is treating his wife fairly, nicely, can a faqih divorce her from him? Of course not. Well, he has a wilayah. He doesn't have wilayah here. He has wilayah when he's treating her badly and she demand for divorce. Then he would have the wilayah. So demand. So if a lady is treated badly by her husband, but she doesn't demand the faqih to divorce her from her husband, the faqih cannot divorce her from her husband. Cannot. So definitely there is limit. Definitely. And if we understand that, then we can understand the gesture of Islam and the authorities that Islam gave to this person and that person. So at the end of the day, it's not something that he wants to give power to somebody just to do whatever he desires. Rather, he wants to make and manufacture a safe, Islam wants to manufacture a safe community for everyone, as safe as possible, as fair as possible. Then we can understand all of, the jurisprudence that lay down this topic of authority and wilayat. So, yeah. هذا تمام الكلام في باب الولايات. That's all I wanted to discuss with you in the authority topic.
نعم. أنت جبتها على الحكام بلاد الغرب، إذا الحاكم ملحد أو غير مسلم، يعني نتحمل هذا الجسم الولاية.
حسب إذا كان بنفع الشعب وكذا وأحكام ثانوية وكذا وشيء بحث آخر. يعني شوف فوضى chaos is something wrong. So let's say this hakim is not Muslim, but yes, if everyone says that this is not a Muslim, so why are you living here, first of all? And the other thing is going to give you chaos. No scholar will accept breaking chaos, and nobody will accept chaos. وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين.